Hey guys, welcome back to Dislyte. In today's video, I wanted to take a look at a long forgotten aspect of the game from soft launch, but actually it's something I wish would come back into the game for my free-to-play account for my sanity. So for those that don't know what I'm talking about, it's going to be the silver records and the 2-star characters that used to come from them. So the game used to have these silver records and you used to be able to summon them. They were green, they were 2 stars. And at soft launch, like the game was all about grinding out campaign stages, getting those silver records, summoning the 2 stars, ranking the 2 stars, the 3 stars, and then the general fodder system past that. Now, I think they removed the system, like they removed silver records and the ability to obtain these characters in the game. However, the characters, if you already have them, they are still there. And they removed it because the fodder system was really, really tedious, having to level up 2 stars. It was just an absolute pain. Then they added this management system where, you know, like if you have multiple copies of a character, it just like stacks on top. However, if you, like, so like Drew here, we've got 10. So they added all this system in, which is fantastic for the fodder management. However, it did also mean that you can no longer gain access to these units. And there's one in particular that I would really like to have access to again, and it is going to be Carolyn. Now, you may ask me, why do I want to use Carolyn? Well, I'll give you a basic explanation. On my free-to-play account, I'm only using farmable characters. I am using, what's the new chick that we just got? I always forget her name because I don't want to say her god name because I always butcher it and people get mad. But Meredith. So we got Meredith, and at max skill, it requires max skills on a 4-star. She has a speed buff, and it's at 4 turns. The only other speed buffer in the game for a team speed buff is Celine, who is fantastic in my opinion as a speed buffer because she also gives 1 turn of defense buff and a cleanse. I think she's really good as a speed buffer. But besides her, the only team AoE speed buffer that we have is Meredith, and she's the only one that free-to-play have access to at the moment. And in the future, there will be no farm, like once this event's gone, there'll be no farmable team speed buffer, which is ridiculous to me in games because speed is always like a really important thing to buff for beginners. And, you know, that's going to be it. But anyway, as we talk about that speed buff, when I've been running through Fafnir, so I've been doing a lot of Fafnir testing on Fafnir 10, using Meredith on my free-to-play account. And what I've found is Fafnir, especially stage 10, stage 9, no worries. Stage 10, you need godly amounts of speed to outspeed Fafnir if you don't have the best multi-hitter units, because you need to outspeed him and lap him in the turn that he has an enemy frozen, so he doesn't get a turn and nuke them before you can break his shield. And the speed buff is a really good way to offset the fact that, you know, I don't have 220 speed on all my units, and speed buff is a great way to do that. The problem with Meredith is that 1, they have to be above 80% to get that speed buff, and 2, it's on a 4-turn cooldown. So I came and looked at this unit here, Carolyn, and she has just a straight speed buff on a 2-turn cooldown. And honestly, I would rather use her in my team for the free-to-play playthrough than Meredith. She is wind unit, so even though she's like this 2-star and they have really low base stats, they're quite squishy. Because she's wind, I can just basically gear her tanky and fast, and we will be sweet. On top of that, Meredith has poison on her basic attack. Now, if this was a multi-hit, I would like lose my mind. This is a single hit. But if you do happen to strip the buff of Fafnir, you've got a chance to apply attack down instead of a poison, which is much more beneficial. So we got speed buff on 3-turn cooldown, and then we've got an attack reduction. Now, this, in my opinion, is better than Meredith, because if you're running bestowed or a Bernice in Fafnir, I have found you don't really, even with my units of 5-star, you don't really need to have another healer. All you need is the immunity that you can bring with Gab, and then you need that speed buff to get things going faster. And honestly, she would slot into the team perfectly, and I honestly think I would have better win rates using her instead of Meredith. However, she is out of the game, so this is an absolute trigger point. I wish they would give us all a copy of these guys. Like, somehow let me use this. So I don't think you could even resonate these guys. Oh, we could even resonate them. Like, look at that. Look at that. Like, you can even resonate for the extra stats. Oh, dude. What's her base speed? She's only a 92 base speed, which kind of hurts. But honestly, it's not too bad. They don't have skill ups or anything like that. No ascension, nothing. But honestly, just having a 3-turn cooldown speed buff would be so amazing for me over there in Fafnir. It's really what I need. So that's that. Like I said, I'm trying to grind through, but I just a bit of a nostalgia bouncing back here. Like this guy I thought would be cool, but his second attack didn't do it because I was like, okay, this guy, let's check him out. He attacks twice, has a 20% chance of granting himself immunity. That's a pretty good ability for Fafnir. I thought this was a multi-hit, but it's only a single hit that ignores defense. And like, honestly, if this was multi-hit, I would be tempted to build this guy as my main DPS for Fafnir. Who knows? In the future, maybe I'll play this soft launch account again and test these things, because like this isn't a bad kit. Like you got ignore defense and you've got multi-hit that could grant yourself immunity. Like it's like a Fafnir kit, because the Fafnir's normally got immunity, so ignoring defense is the best way to maximize damage on him. It's just, honestly, I want to see these units come back. I want us to be able to get them. Even so far as something like old mate here. He's just got one ability that's always going to hit twice. You like, it's the only ability he has. But if you just need multi hits, that's a guaranteed 2 hits every turn, no matter what. Like that's stretching it a bit. But basically, I am getting triggered with Fafnir. I'm really struggling with keeping my uptime on the speed buff. And if I could put her on a set of Ocean Wave and she procs once every 3 turns her Ocean Waves and gets 100% uptime on speed buff, like that would be absolutely amazing to me. Like crazy good. But unfortunately, I don't have it. The other option, because I'm trying to do it with all farmable units, like I said earlier, I'm looking at Celine as being a fantastic unit for it, because she also brings the cleanse, so she can get rid of that heal block, get rid of the slow, get rid of all that stuff, and she's going to be an absolute beast for it. But once again, it's not a free-to-play unit. I think she used to be free-to-play back in the day of soft launch, but now she's not. So, you know, we need some adjustments. But once again, cool units. So all those strange units that you do see in campaign, they all were in the game, and they are all still usable on the soft launch server. I'd love to see a meta. Like, I think it was it this guy? Yeah, this guy deals damage equal to 100% of attack with a 40% chance of extending their ability cooldowns by 1. And then this reduces ability cooldowns of all allied Espers by 1 turn. Throw this guy in with Unky Chai so that they're reducing each other's cooldowns. It would be really cool. However, this is a 5-turn cooldown, so it's not as good. But still, there's some fun stuff in here. Like just all these units. I think there's more that I don't have at the moment. Like there was more of the birds, but I don't have them and stuff like that. But you know, I'm gonna hold on to my silver records. Oh, there's the birds. I'm gonna hold on to my silver records in hope that you know, the nostalgia can stay with me for a longer period of time. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.